And after comparing them, there's not that much different than we thought. What's going on, guys? Jake here with Side by Side Central. I got Trevor here with me. We're gonna be doing an in-depth dive on the RZR XP different trim levels today. All right, so as you see, we got Trevor's XP Ultimate here. We don't have a Sport to base off of, so we're just using Trevor's for now.
So we're about a year deep into it, about 54, 55 hours, about 1,300 miles.
So since we don't have a Sport to go off of, we're gonna go ahead, hop on the computer, we'll compare the different trims between the Sport and the Ultimate, and then we'll come back and actually show you guys the actual features that the Ultimate comes with. All right, we're over to the computer now. I got the website pulled right up for Polaris so we can kind of do a compare and contrast here. So right now I got the 2026 RZR pulled up. Here is the Sport, and then on this side we have the Ultimate. All right, so on the Sport, you're gonna get 29-inch tires, 15-inch aluminum wheels. It has a smaller screen, obviously, because you're not getting the ride command and the radio. 114 horse, so you're getting the same powertrain. Both have Walker Evans shocks on it. Front bumper, full skid plates, full half doors, which for 26, you now on the Ultimate, you get the winch. 6-position accessory pulse bar, and then the LED headlights, but you don't get the actual fang lights with the Sport model. As you see here, I scrolled back up. Another thing you're not gonna get is the roof. I don't know if they talk about it, but just off looks. 29-inch tires, you get more of a DOT, a little more aggressive mud terrain type tire when you go with the Ultimate. The bumper has changed compared to Trevor's model, and then obviously this one does not have the fang lights. So let's go over to compare trims, and you can see them now side by side again, which this is a completely different tire than that last image we were just on. But you see the bumper is a little bit smaller. The Ultimate, you get the winch, you get the roof, and then the fang lights. That's like big things you notice right off the rip. So what they have for comparing the features, on the Sport you get 29-inch tires, 14-inch wheels.
Didn't I just say 15?
Yeah.
Polaris, work it out.
High performance, true, on-demand all-wheel drive, lower gearing, and geared reverse, Walker Evans needle shocks, 600-watt charging system. On the Ultimate, so the one that you get a little more tech with, you get the actual fang lights, which everyone loves about the RZRs. You get a 39-inch tire, so you get a half-inch more ground clearance just off of that, 14-inch wheels. You get a 4,500-pound winch, as you see here in the bumper. And then the big thing I feel like really makes the difference, the Rockford Fosgate Stage 3 audio, so you're getting a radio right in this thing. You get the 7-inch display for ride command, so you get all the mapping, all that stuff comes right in it, built in. You don't have to install anything after the fact. And then the 900-watt charging system, which if you plan on putting light bars and stuff on would be nice. I feel like the bump in the charging system is pretty much to power the radio and not hinder any of the other performance.
And also with that ride command, you're always going to get that backup camera in that Ultimate.
Yeah, which is another thing that they don't list, but you're also getting a backup camera. They also don't have it listed here, but the roof is, I feel like, a major thing. I don't know anyone that buys a machine and doesn't put a roof on it. So I guess big thing to break it down, granted these are just 2-seat models, so whatever you're thinking about getting into, the Sport, 20 grand. If you want to pay another $4,000, you get the roof, you get the winch, you get the bigger tires, you get
ride command,
yeah, the map. So I guess the big thing is price point. Why? Obviously you guys clicked on this video, you either just got one of these machines or you're thinking about getting one of these machines. It all kind of comes down to if you ruled out every other machine and you're like, hey, I'm going with a Polaris RZR XP 4-seater or the 2-seater. It's kind of what do you want and what do you not want to mess with. I feel like a big thing for you when you got yours was you didn't want to mess with putting a radio in it because it came with the radio.
Yep, didn't want to deal with the radio, didn't want to deal with the roof. Those are things I feel that should be on a machine, but 20 to 25 grand price point's not quite there for Polaris to just give you the roof.
Yeah.
You know, those are pretty big deciding factors.
So yeah, I mean, the bigger tires, I mean, you're getting a 1-inch bigger tire. I feel like that's not going to break you if that's your deciding factor. Big thing is winch. Are you riding with buddies that have a winch? Are you going out by yourself most of the time? Probably going to want a winch then. The roof, yes, that's, I feel like, a huge selling point that you don't have to mess with it. Granted, I guess if you're gonna build a machine, you're doing an aftermarket cage, you're gonna do an aftermarket roof, you wanna do the street legal, so you're gonna do the Fang turn signals, all that stuff. I mean, this would be more appealing, I guess. If you're just looking to rip, you want to get in a machine, you don't have to do nothing, maybe put a windshield on it and that's it. I feel like the Ultimate's kind of a no-brainer then. All right, so apples to apples, you're getting the same powertrain, your same horsepower, same driveline, all that stuff. So I mean, driving the machine is gonna feel roughly the same. Granted, you get half an inch more ground clearance with a 1 inch bigger tire. So you're not really getting extra performance out of the box. Going with the Ultimate, you're not getting any more performance-wise. It's more creature comfort stuff. More gadgets that'll make the ride more enjoyable. So you're pretty much just paying for tech and convenience by going with the Ultimate up front and not having to worry about anything else.
And if you're gonna ride mostly, back roads, light trails, some sand dunes maybe, it's kind of a no-brainer. But if you want to save a few grand and you want to throw a windshield and a roof on one, turnkey ready to go, don't need the extras, not prissy, not a bad route there either. You could probably have $1,500 wrapped up into a roof and a windshield at that point.
Yeah,
just
get one with it on there.
Get one with it on there.
So all right, I think what we can do next is we will we'll flip the other lights back on. I'll grab the camera off the tripod and we'll actually have Trevor kind of go through the ride command. We'll actually touch base on what's different with the Ultimate compared to the Sport, so that way you guys can actually physically see it.
All right, so we're in the RZR XP Ultimate. Just gonna go over a couple of things you do get with that ride command we were talking about. They obviously in 23 moved the display to the center. A little less convenient for seeing the speed, but most of us aren't concerned about the speed when we're riding these anyways. Get a couple pages here. You get 3 pages, kind of customize it how you want. So getting that ride command, it's one of the things that makes it easy. Getting lost in the trails is not a thing for anybody that has ride command. Take you right back where you go. Outlines anywhere that you've gone. You can save your rides, your trips, and you can actually link with other riders, which is kind of cool. Next button there, you're gonna be able to pair a pile of phones, and some of them twice apparently. One thing about pairing phones in the machine, I had a issue week 1. I don't know what it is. You pair it, disconnect, pair it again, then it works. Ultimately, we're looking for the maps and the tunes, which do work. Middle button's gonna go straight to your settings. Does come standard with the rear camera. Optional tied in right up front for the front camera. It's already wired for it. Goes right to the pulse bar. From this point, you can kind of access anything from the bottom, which makes it nice and easy. Also, night rides. I know you guys saw that last video on the night rides. This is a lot of light in your face at that point. You can dial it back, bring it to where you want to go, or you can hit an auto button. It'll do it for you.
So that's pretty much features on the actual 7-inch display that you get with it. Big thing that Trevor already kind of mentioned on that everyone wants is the radio, which Ultimate on the XP, you're getting the Stage 3 Rockford Fosgate. So you get the speakers up front, and then you get pod speakers in the back behind each passenger, and that is it, right?
Yes.
So I think if you go Stage 4, you get a subwoofer, not under the seat. I think it's actually mounted under the dash, and then you get the tweeters up towards the front of the roll bar, which I don't think they offer on the XP, so you gotta go up to the Pro model, so Pro S, Pro R, that kind of stuff. How Trevor mentioned the issues with the connecting the phone, Nate, when he got the 26 Pro S, same issues. It wouldn't let him pair. I don't know why, but that's kind of funny. I didn't know that you had issues with it like that, so it must be across the board.
Polaris, get it together. I believe anything 24 and newer comes standard with the pulse bar behind the dash there. Quick connect. The only thing we have added to the pulse bar here, quick direct, will be that wiper kit, which if you have a full windshield, and you should, get a wiper. Make sure it is power, and make sure you have a reservoir.
Yeah, when we first got into the side-by-sides like a decade ago, everyone was running plexi windows. We were also not making as much money as we do now as adults, but everyone was running plexi windows. They would scratch up all the time. If you're spending, upwards of $20,000, $30,000 on these machines, highly recommend glass DOT windshield. Trevor has one on here with a wiper. There's one on the X3 over there. It's makes a world of a difference where you don't have to get out and wipe the thing off every time you hit a puddle. Kind of what Trevor's going off of, they got the slots to put all your rocker switches in here. The Sport should have all the same stuff. The Pulse Bar makes it super easy for Polaris's accessories. If you're not wanting to wire everything in and hardwire it, you can plug it in. It's pretty much plug and play with that Pulse Bar that Trevor mentioned. Also, when we did the whips and the rock lights on this thing, we did see that there is a plug underneath.
Yeah, they're pre-equipped with a quick connect for heated seats if you want to be that bougie.
Yeah, so if you wanted heated seats in these things, it's the same plug, I believe, for the Pro Series and the XP Series. It's already in here. It's just underneath the seat.
One quick pro tip here. I haven't had to use it yet, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but your lug nut breaker is actually your OS bar, if you will. Hopefully you don't have to use it. If you do, pulls right on out of here. It's a quick disconnect.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't know is that this thing's actually usable to take your lug nuts off, or to at least break them loose. So if you only take one thing from this video, hopefully it's that. All right, so as you see here, Trevor does not have the factory tires that came on this thing. Ended up getting a gash in one of them and had to replace them. So Trevor has different tires on it, but the Ultimate, you're coming with a 30-inch tire instead of the 29, so it's giving you a half-inch extra ground clearance, and some of the deep ruts and stuff might be kind of nice if you're in mud. Another thing is for 26, they changed the bumper. It's a little bit smaller now. It doesn't protect as much of the grill. So if you're worried about deer and stuff, something to keep in mind. Ultimates now for 26 also have that winch. Trevor's does not. It's just this little like hookup point. So if you did get stuck, we got somewhere to pull it out at.
So of course, the big one that we were talking about earlier is that roof. I do plan in the future to probably go aluminum with it. You can go red option, pure preference at that point. This does the same exact job to keep the rain off your head. So it's doing its job now, and that's a big reason to go up to that Ultimate. All right, guys, so wrapping that up, I guess the key points obviously going to this machine again were the roof, the ride command, and the Rockford Fosgate. Those were the big three. Everything else was kind of gravy. A couple of things I really didn't like so far in the last 60 hours. The noise in this machine is almost unbearable. It is loud, but when you're having so much fun, you can get over that. We will address that with some sound deadening 3M that's going to go on that back wall. And of course, rolling at this time of the year here in Michigan, last couple videos are probably wet. Next few are going to be wet, but it's going to be some snow. So with that, we are going to fully enclose the machine. Always makes the old ladies happier.
Yeah, so if you guys want to stay tuned for us enclosing this, putting the sound deadening on the firewall, that kind of stuff, to see if we can get it to quiet down. I know that Polaris just recently, they took everyone's feedback. They know these machines are loud. They came out with a different weighted clutch kit for these. We're going to try that stuff out first, and if it's bearable, probably keep it at that.
Probably leave it at that point because she's getting high on miles, so we'll see what's next.
Yeah, so like if a clutch completely goes out, then you can just upgrade it.
If a clutch goes out, we will get an upgrade. We'll do some clutch work, we'll flip the exhaust, but we're still under warranty, so we're gonna ride that out as long as we can.
Yeah, that's also the only reason why this thing is relatively stock back here. But my warranty's up, so stay tuned for some horsepower mods coming soon. So pretty much the consensus on this, Trevor had his reasons for going with the Ultimate. Big thing is radio, the maps, the navigation, the roof. He didn't have to mess around with putting a roof on it. It just came from factory that way. So these are all things that we feel like you guys should consider. Hopefully this video helped explain the differences between these. If this is your price point and this is where you gotta be, hopefully we broke it down a little bit better for you. In my personal opinion, if you're looking at one of these machines, I would probably just look into the RZR XP S. You will get a little bit wider stance. It bumps you up to 72 inches. There's a couple more features on there. I will link the card up in the top corner if you guys want to check out that video where I did a live reaction of it. But yeah, that's another trim level that if you want to spend a little bit more, you get a little bit more with it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. It helps out the algorithm a lot. It costs you nothing. If you have any questions or if there's anything we forgot, comment down below, let us know. We're always up for discussion. We love getting feedback from you guys. If you guys enjoy side-by-side content, rides, installs, mods, that kind of stuff, working on them after we break them, subscribe. It's gonna be all side-by-side content. We upload weekly. So until next time, guys, I'm out. I'm just gonna stand here and see how long you would wait for.
Not long.